start. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lights here at Summit Point Raceway. Jesus Christ, they went out fast. It's Johnny held out for Henriksen, who gained 12 places. Look at this battle round turn 1. Charles Rayford sends it up the inside to take the lead. Andy Fox is going to try and hold it around the outside. Jared Kaler's got the inside. Josh Germany makes it through the middle. Henry Morse takes the win. We got Charles Rayford taking the win. Stephen King weaves down the straight and across the line. Donny Alpha Henriksen, half a second clear. Here they go. Can Kieran break late and hold that inside line? There, is he going to have the inside? He tags Ray round and there's a big crash up the front. Hello guys and girls, welcome back to the Racing Line for round 3 of the Volkswagen Jetta Cup here, powered by GT Omega Racing in partnership with VCO Esports. It's an exciting time. This is, I was going to say it's our final round. It's not our final round, but it is our final round before we take a 1-week break. We are on round 3. Look at Ryan Smith. Did you see that? Just chilling out on the barriers. We've been to Japan twice. We've flown our way down to Australia for round 3, back to Oran Park GP and the first repeat circuit of the calendar. We did visit Okayama last season, however, with TH, it was the full layout, and we did the short layout this time. I was expecting carnage, to be honest, and they actually drove reasonably clean and actually showed their skill level. It was amazing. Ellen Brown's in chat. Round 3, baby. Yes, it is. Jump in chat. Show your support for your drivers. That's what we are here for, and we are... Well, I'm excited to get this stream underway. We've gone live on time. We still had the same mishap for whatever reason, but here we are, live, on time, ready for you guys. Round an hour and a half we'll be here. They're finishing practice off. We've got 5 minutes left. Then you've got an 8-minute qualifying. They're all on track at once. It's the longest circuit we've had so far this season here at Oran Park. And then we've got a sprint race, which I believe is 11 laps for the sprint race. No pit stops in quali order. And then we'll have a quick 10-minute break where you guys can get... grab yourselves a drink or whatever, or you can just chill out with me for 10 minutes, and then the feature race begins, which I think is 21 laps today, where there is a pit stop involved. They don't have to change tyres if they don't want to, but they will need to refuel. Otherwise, they won't make it to the end. It is as simple as that, and that is where the mistakes happen. Aleki's also in chat. Is Alex not here? Unfortunately, there are a couple of drivers who aren't going to make it tonight. But we're still going to have a grid of 27 tonight, which is a positive. There's loads of Jettas out there, and no one has dropped out. It is purely people have either got holidays, they're not going to make it back in time for tonight, and that's not a problem. Jerry Agard is still in Italy, so shout out to Jerry. I'm sure he'll jump in chat at some point. Alexander Vanderwood, I believe, is on his way back. I don't want to say from... Yes, he is still on vacation, but I don't know where. I was going to make somewhere up. I want to say California, but I may have just pulled that out of the sky and absolutely made that up. Who else is not turning up? Austin Farr. Maybe he's the one that's in California. He's not here. Also, someone may be in California. Who knows? I'm not going to pretend like I remember. I could look it up. Oh, he was in Ireland, was Alexander Vanderwood. Well... It's not him that was in California then. There you go. Who else are we missing? So we've got Austin Farr, Jerry Agard, Alexander Vanderwood, Henry Morse. This is a big one. Pulsar Esports currently leading the Constructors' Championship. Are down one driver today. So Masters of Talk are going to be wanting to take advantage of that. But they are also down one driver. So it's pretty evens at the moment. Henry Morse's steering wheel has packed up at the moment. It's broken. And he should be back for round 4, which he's got a week break until then. Anyway, 11th October, we're returning to the Red Bull Ring. I'm missing one. Who am I missing? I said 5 drivers aren't going to be here today. This is embarrassing. Who? Henry Morse, Jerry Agard, Andy Fox. Of course it is. Win it or bin it is also... missing one driver today. So the lower teams well, the midfield is going to be extremely close this season anyway, but those teams need to take advantage of this. There is a driver missing, and there are no drop rounds. Jerry says, go Masters of Talk. Hey, TRL, the notification that you guys are live is always the bright part of my Monday, says Sway London. Well, thank you very much. We love you, Jack, says Jerry. Thank you very much. I'm sure Jerry will slot in a comment somewhere saying that he's a handsome man. He always does. And Sway London says, let's go ZFG. So he is supporting Zero Forks Giving Racing today. Oran Park. What can I say about Oran Park? Well, let's get rid of that schedule. We've seen that long enough. Here we are. This is what it looks like. I'm Jack Johns, your commentator. We are live on the Racing Line YouTube and Twitch and VCO Esports YouTube. Thank you to VCO, of course, for joining us on this journey for Season 2. And, of course, their resident photographer is with us today, ready for some more nice pictures on, I guess I should announce, our new website that has been released. Thank you to one of the drivers on track who's getting involved with that. Should I say his name? Because I'll get accused of this thing called Pulsus Bias, since that is my team. But Stephen King is involved in the website. He's put a lovely website together, and there it is, theracinglineline.org. You can go and check that out. Photos obviously provided by VCO Esports on there. We're in partnership with GT Omega Racing as well, because they are providing a cockpit prize for the winner of this season. Trophies have actually been dispatched for last season, also thanks to VCO Esports. They should be getting those within the last couple of weeks. That would, of course, be Jake Cranston, last year's champion. Every time at the end of practice, people do this. That was Kieran going straight on. Yeah, the Jake Cranston, last year's champion. Stephen King, second place. Henry Morse, third place. And, of course, the Constructors' Championship went to Pulsus Esports. Now, I know what people are waiting for in chat. Let's just have a quick look before this ticks over at the gap. The distance between people. Last season, 12 drivers were within a second here at Oran Park. The same layout. Nothing's changed. Maybe the conditions slightly. With a rapid time from Mr. Bailiff set quite early on in the session. But there are now pretty much 23 cars within a second. That is intense. And shows the improvement made. Now we can actually compare between this season and last season at this racetrack. Quali is about to begin. It's 8 minutes, which means it is the perfect time to bring out your favourite little animations. Who's going to be the first out on track, though? I love this bit when they all just dash out. Look at that. Stephen King straight out in front of Jake Cranston. He's not going to want to give him tow round, I'm sure. These two right up there in the championship. That's another thing we haven't gone through yet. The championship order, which I'm sure you're all waiting to hear. But first of all, we've got to show this every time, haven't we? We were in Okayama, and we fly our way down past Guam, past Papua New Guinea, and here we go, into Australia. It's actually near Sydney, Oran Park, which no longer exists, which is slightly sad. In terms of the track itself, let's bring that up. It looks like this. This is what Oran Park looks like. It's in Australia, as you know. There are, I think, actually 5 sectors. It's going to take us round. Sector 2, Sector 3, Sector 4. Yeah, there's 5 sectors in total. 2.6 kilometre circuit. The longest circuit so far. 2 main overtaking zones again, which is turn 2. And the final corner of the speed trap just before the kink of turn 1. It's a figure of 8 circuit. There is a bridge. 12 turns in total. Established in 1962. But I don't even know what to say. Decommissioned in January 2010 and is now a housing estate. So it no longer exists, this circuit, and we are lucky enough to have the scanned version here on iRacing. It is one of my favourite circuits on the game, as is actually Mount Panorama and Phillip Island, the other Australian tracks on iRacing. Don't call iRacing a game, it's a simulator. Anyway, have a check at this one. This is a new graphic for today. Previous wins: Australia Oran Park GP last season, the Season 1 sprint and the feature goes to Stephen King. It was a double finish, his only double finish of the season, and he won both races, so you would expect Stephen King has got a lot of pressure on this time round. Well, he does have a lot of pressure on this time round. He's got a double win here, and he is the one to watch for this race. But you've got to say, John was looking quite pacey in practice as they all start to come round now to set their first couple of laps. We'll get the track map up so we can see what everyone is doing, where they are on track. Dan Thornton is all by himself, so no slipstream for him. Everyone else is in a big old train here for qualifying. That's quite interesting, actually. Should we go on board with someone? These guys are all coming around for their first lap. I think it might be worth... Who did we go on? I'll tell you what, we'll go with Jake Cranston. We're already watching him here. We might as well have a look from the inside. Here's what it looks like. Get that dashboard up so we can see what gears he's in and what speed he's doing. It's a little annoying. It's tucked behind Morgan's name. Oh, look at that. How's that for the pressure of being live with Jake Craston? He's ruined that lap as he drifts it around the final corner. Let's pick someone else. Martin Wallace for Zero Forks Giving Racing. They are supporting us as per usual watching the stream as people start to set their first laps. This is Martin Wallace we are on board with now. And he is following. That is Joshua Germany in front for Pulsar Esports. So Zero Forks Giving. He's right in the middle of the train is Martin Wallace. So this is for you, Sway London, and any other Zero Forks Giving members that are watching and supporting. He goes into turn 2, gets ever so close to the dirt on the outside. He's gone deep. He's broken really deep there. I wonder if someone... Oh, he's gone off. He has gone off. He's not going to be happy with that. Another one that's got to the pressure. Come on, people. Who can I pick here that's not going to ruin a lap? Zero Forks Giving, feel like you've had your chance, although their number one driver at the moment is, in fact, Morgan Burkhardt, who's tucked behind Stephen King, coming down through this final little chicane, which is a quick lift in 5th gear. Flat out through this bit, and then this is a wicked corner as it goes uphill. You want to take as much curve as you can on the inside, get the power down nice and early, use a little bit of the curve on the exits, flat out through this next chicane. So he's following Dan Downing and Stephen King here. Oh, they're getting pretty close. Stephen King clearly faster than Dan into the final corner. Stephen needs to be careful not to get in the way of Morgan. It looks like he's going to get a decent exit. Where's Dan going to be, though? Is he going to get squeezed against the wall? No. Morgan Burkhardt, he's going to cross the line. What time is this going to be? He's currently got no time on the board. Where's it going to put him in that order? Stephen King is currently pole with a 16.1, and Burkhardt takes it with a 15.9. He's now on pole position. Zero Forks Giving sitting on pole with Kieran Dempsey for Meatball Motorsport right behind in second. He was also in that train, so a decent little train there for the qualifying. Only 4 minutes in, people scrounging around for space. Dan Downing looking like he's just getting in everyone's way, but he has pulled out the way to help people out. Dempsey only 44 thousandths behind Morgan Burkhardt there, and King now 2 tenths down in qualifying. I can't seem to find anyone. There we go. There's Andre Majorek in the independent purple car, pixelated. Had a cracking race with Andre, actually, in SimLabs this week. For those of you that don't know, SimLabs is the official season that uses this car on iRacing. It's a multi-class race with a Mustang, Pontiac Solstice, and a Mazda MX-5. We regularly, actually, a lot of these drivers do compete in the SimLab and are regularly in the top in the world. I keep saying it. They are genuinely some of the best Jetta drivers on the game. The only ones missing, really, are the ones that can't quite commit to this time zone. There's only a couple, and me, because I'm sat here talking to you guys, which, of course, I don't mind. But in terms of championships, it has to be mentioned. I'm not going to do this often, but Stephen King was Season 4 2020 champion and Season 1 2021 champion, followed by myself, Season 2 2021 and Season 3 2021 champion. So we have got a lot of fast Jetta drivers here, though, and Andre Majorek absolutely gave me a run for my money at Hockenheim this week. So fair play to him. It's worth giving him a shout out. I wouldn't mind trying to stick with someone for a full lap so I can talk you through it properly. Let's go with Greg Otley, who's one of our new drivers. He is an independent driver. Fairly nice matte livery. Dan Thornton is moving out his way. Doesn't want to give slipstream to anyone. So here we go. Greg Otley starting a new lap. What place is he currently in? He's in P16. Only 100th behind exactly Dan Downing, who's in P... Oh, he's just been knocked down to P16. Oh, look at this. Get down those gears. He's broken late. He's done it again. Look, every time we go on board. Is this what the commentator's curse is? Because every time I jump on board with someone, there goes Martin Wallace again. That's in the wall, surely. Martin, are you in the wall? Where is he? Where's he gone? Yeah, he's already escaped. Look, that was quick. Donnie Henriksen, suffering from pneumonia this week. Last time we were here at Oran Park, he had COVID. Now he's just got normal pneumonia. He said, don't come here again for Season 3 because he'll die. We don't want that, Donnie. You're a regular here. Regularly up there. He had a nightmare round 1. Put some points together for round 2. I tell you what, speaking of points, let's go through the championship order. This is what the constructors looks like. Pulsar Esports 241 points to Masters of Talk 200, a 41-point lead at the moment. A possible 1-2-3 for Pulsar Esports in the first 2 rounds, ruined by Stephen King and Joshua Germany in round 1, and then Henry Morse in round 2. No third driver today, so it is off the cards, but they did score a 1-2 last time out. Masters of Talk will be looking to gain today. Donnie looking strong. Jake always strong, even though he's currently down in P10, only half a second back from pole position. Down Under Sim Esports, a big rise from the bottom of the table last season. They are in P3 with 133 points. Win It or Bin It Racing with 119 points in 4th. It is going to be a close midfield battle between Down Under, Win It or Bin It, ORD Racing and Zero Forks Giving looking to get a load of points today with Morgan Burkhardt on yet another pole position. Meatball Motorsport have 56 points, all courtesy of Kieran Dempsey at the moment, with Jan Weiswanger and Sebastian Hallmichael looking to gain some points. And Lurch's Gaming Team only down with 9 points. This was their strongest result last season, though, with Jesus and Mundere coming home in P4. So he will be looking to capitalise on that and, of course, increase his points game. We are about to jump in, so I need to quickly run through this. This is what the points look like in the driver's standing. Jake Cranston is your current championship leader, 6 points ahead of Jack Lewin. Stephen King with 104 points. Morgan Burkhardt in 4th. And Alexander Vanderwood, who's not here today, is currently in 5th. So you've got to say he's likely to lose that. I can't go for everyone. Maybe in the 10-minute break we'll have a proper look at that. But it is time for the grid. What is going on here? We've got all sorts of overlay problems right now. There we go. Morgan Burkhardt on pole, less than a 10th behind is Kieran Dempsey, with Stephen King in P3, John Bailiff P4, Donny Henriksen P5, Chris Smith, Andre Mayerek, Ray Oliver, Joshua Germany, Jake Cranston, Ryan Smith, and Jared Kaler in P12, 6 tenths behind. A close grid once again. Dan Blake, Jesus Mundere, Jack Lewin, Carl Ridley, Dan Downing, Greg Otley, Duncan Murray, and Sam Van Olst round off your top 20. Those are the points positions. Christian Ribeiro, Martin Wallace, Ika Lequay, Jan Weiswanger, and Dan Thornton are rounding off your grid. Only 25 drivers, so there's 2 others missing. Sebastian Hallmichael is one of those. I have not quite worked out the next one. It is time to see what is going to happen. We need to get rid of the grid. It is race time. Morgan Burkhardt is there. Is there a better view of everyone? Not really. There we go. Is that the only camera? No, surely there's a better one there. We'll stick with this for now as we're 1 minute in. People are going to be readying up. Looks like 4th place we're waiting for. That is John Bailiff taking his time to get to the grid. Biggie Morelli says, go Dan, Blake, and Jack Lewin. Those are his. That's who he's rooting for this week. That is fine. Root for whoever you need to and get in chat and let us know who you are supporting. Morgan Burkhardt here is absolutely... well, he's not going to be fuming, but he is ready for this start. Here we go. The lights are on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lights, and away they go. And Kieran Dempsey gets a lightning start. I would say that was potentially a jump start, but he's going to have the inside for turn 1, which will give him the inside for turn 2. And look at this. Is there going to be... there's going to be a big old crash at turn 2. There has been before. Morgan Burkhardt holding it around the outside. He's on the dirt. There he goes. He goes round. It happens every time. There's another car off. That's Andre Mayerek. Stephen King's lost out big to that as well as the cars come filtering through. There were some big crashes. Oh, Stephen King hasn't lost out. It was a different Pulsar's car. Stephen King's about to take the lead around the outside of turn 3. And John Bailiff's going to try and follow through. Kieran Dempsey trying to defend. But Morgan Burkhardt has done the same as Martin Wallace last season, where he breaks on the dirt and goes round. He's still currently showing in P5. Well held, that man. He has not lost as much as possible in that. Jameson Huffman is the other driver, Sway London. Well done. He is not currently on, so it's one of the other Zero Forks Giving cars. A lot of 2-man teams today as Jake Cranston... Donny Alpha Henriksen is going side by side with Morgan Burkhardt, who's trying to hold on to every position he can. He's round the outside of the fast chicane. Donny currently on the inside of this, but Morgan's got the run. Who's going to come out on top into the final corner? Morgan Burkhardt currently in P4, past Donny Henriksen, and Joshua Germany sends it up the inside of Christopher Smith there, and Jake Cranston's going to try and take advantage of that now as well. They're going to go 3 wide down the straight, but Josh has got the exit. You've got 2 ORD cars there with the Australian car in the middle. That will be... that's not Carl Ridley. That is Ray Oliver, the number 1 car at the moment in the Down Under Sim Esports team. Up in P9. It's a home race for Ray Oliver and Kyle Ridley as he touches Jake Cranston, and he's round. Jake Cranston saves it. That is Chris Smith, I think, who's been collected there and tumbles down the order. Chris collected Smith. I haven't seen Cadered in chat, but that is his nickname, and round he goes. Ray Oliver tags Jake Cranston, who then tags Christopher Smith. That is going to be gutting for him, but he needs to keep his head in the game. If he hasn't got a meatball, he can climb back up the order and do well in the feature race. That's what he needs to aim for. We're on lap 2 of 11, and it is fairly, well, still fairly close at the top, but Stephen King 4 tenths ahead of Dempsey, who's 4 tenths ahead of Bailiff. Morgan Burkhardt a little bit behind. Well, he's still within reach. Close battles. Who's the closest battle? I tell you what, Dan Downing's looking fairly close to Kyle Ridley. This is what it looks like down here. Coming in, Jack Lewin up the inside of Jesus and Mundere in the fast left. We don't see that too often. Are they going to survive? Jesus is looking for some strong points here this weekend. You can do it, Jesus. It was your strongest finish last time. He's in P12 in a stronger field this time in the sprint race. Remember, that is reverse grid pole position in the feature. It was not a bad save for Morgan at all, Sway London, to still be in P4 after that spin, as it so tragically took out quite a lot of drivers in last season's event here. Jesus Amundere, currently, he's going to defend for his life for that reverse pole position, as there looks like, is that a blown engine or is that just a lockup up ahead? It just looks like a lockup, as there's an ORD car off. That is Ryan Smith who's made a mistake. On the dirt he goes, and he loses a few positions. That puts Jack Lewin on reverse grid pole with Jesus Amundere up into P11. Ryan still going down the order. Duncan's going to look around the outside of turn 4. Can he get it done? Turn 3, sorry. We're now heading towards turn 4. Duncan can't quite get it done. He's playing it safe. Also looking for his first points is Duncan Murray, as he has a quick look up the inside of Ryan Smith. Can't quite get it done. Who's behind him? It's Christopher Smith, who got collected, and Sam Van Olst in P18 looking for some points, with Greg Otley and Martin Wallace currently outside of the points in 21st, with Ike Lequay, Dan Thornton, Jan Weiswanger and Andre Majorek losing out the most from his issue at the start. Shall we have a look? He actually entered the pits, did Andre, so I'm guessing he had a fairly big whack off of something. Let's have a quick replay of what happened to Andre. This is him at the start. It looks like he's the one to suffer the dirt break in. There he goes, bounces over the dirt. It always happens to someone. Turn 1 and 2, so tricky round here. He does well. It was mentioned in the briefing to try and avoid all the drivers in front. I mean, actually, there was no one in front of him, so he's just trying to get it stopped. It's impossible. He's going straight into the wall. It's going to hurt. Yeah. Oh, there he goes, and that is why Andre is down the order, but it's not over. There's 2 races for a reason. He can definitely climb back up in that feature if he can't gain those 27 seconds back today. Jan Weiswanger currently 3 seconds back, also in last. I can't see any issues for him. Not a fan of the track by the sounds of it. Oh, he did go off track by himself. Let's have a quick look at that. Or was he helped? Who's he got behind him? It's Dan Thornton. Oh, no, he did go off by himself. He's avoided the Lurchers car. He's done well. He's listened to the briefing. Round he goes. No damage. Okay, so he's done quite well there to keep that out of the wall. Well done, that man. Jan Weiswanger, no brakes on his number plate. Morgan Burkhardt has been passed by Donny Alpha Henriksen. Should we have a look at that? Of course we should have a look at that. That's for P4. This is what it looks like. Donny Henriksen chasing down Morgan Burkhardt. Morgan, potentially... Is that a slowdown for Morgan, or has he got an issue? If it is a slowdown, it might be investigated, as they do have to serve it on the main straight. However, he hasn't clearly hindered anyone, so he might get away with that. Andy Fox will be livid with that. He hates a slowdown, does Andy Fox, but he's not here today. It's got to be said, Morgan definitely moved out the way and did not hinder anyone, as Donny is now off track and Morgan's passed him again. Has Donny now made the mistake? Yes, he has. There he is, rejoining. Turn 2 claims another victim. Just like the Wall of Champions at Canada. What can we call this? Tossing the salad of Jettas. I don't know what to call it. Is Donny a champion? He is a race winner. Round he goes, drifts it nicely, keeps it out of the wall, stays in the race, and Jake Cranston and Joshua Germany go through, as does Morgan Burkhardt, and Ray Oliver up another position, with the Lurchers Gaming car right behind. I love turn 2 round here. You really have to concentrate, but you also have to push. Morgan Burkhardt back up into P4. Joshua Germany P5. Who's currently on reverse grid pole? It's Kyle Ridley. We're going to have a home man on pole position at the moment, with Dan Blake right behind him in P13. Dan Downing's on for points. The 2 Smiths are together, 15th and 16th. And that is Duncan Murray also getting some points in P17, with Sam Van Olst, Greg Otley and Christian Ribeiro taking another point for Lurchers Gaming. But Jesus Amundere, people, where is Lurchers Gaming today? I haven't seen him in chat. Come on for Guelthio and all of that lot. What's the name? Adolphitus? I can't remember, but they need to be somewhere. I saw Lurchers tweet, Jesus Amundere, your boy is in P9. Surely he can't mess this up now. He's on for some good points. Cranston's looking close to Joshua Germany. He's not making a move this time, but Josh has gone a little bit deep, and now he's on the inside. Jake Cranston's going to try and run him out, but Joshua Germany needs to hold the inside as they head towards turn 3. Jake Cranston's done it. He moves across to defend, and Joshua Germany has to concede the position. He couldn't hold him this time. He done well in Tsukuba. He done well in Okayama, but Jake Cranston goes through this time. Josh can't quite get the move done. He has a look round the outside. Can he get the switch back into turn 4? No, they touch. Jake Cranston's too wise for that as they head up the bridge and into the fast turn 5. Joshua Germany looking up the inside. That's risky. That was a definite pit maneuver if they would have made contact then. But not quite. He needs to stay in the slipstream, gather his head and not go off track. That looks like a potential slowdown for Joshua Germany. Let's see if he loses that gap. It's currently 6/10. Keep an eye on Joshua Germany's time. Is he going to lose a load on this next straight? Does he pull over and let Ray Oliver move up another position? Because it looked like he took a tight line into that chicane. We're on lap 6 of 11, halfway through this sprint. Oh, it feels like a long race, you know, as Sam Van Alst and Greg Otley swap positions down there in P18 and 19. Lecquet has also passed Christian Ribeiro. Ribeiro's going down the order. He's gone off track. I wonder if that was at turn 1. Yeah, Joshua Germany moves over, serves a slowdown. I wonder if he knew he was watching. Let's have a look at Christian. What happened to him? I wonder if that... Oh, Christian might get investigated as well, you know. Oh, no, he's gone off. There he goes. That was Ika moving out the way of Christian. So, oh, kept it on track, though. Done well. Tell you what, impressive driving. I know people are making mistakes, but they're not hitting each other, and that is the important thing for me, because it means that I might get an early night in the steward's room. However... Who's closest on track? Dan Thornton is looking close to an overtake on Ika. Oh, just as I cut to them, there's a little bit of contact. Dan Thornton right behind Ika Lecquet. This is for 21st place. Only 5 non-scorers are going to be around today. There's 25 drivers with us. So a total of 7 not making it today. Jameson Huffman cuts it fine anyway, so I'm guessing he didn't get out of college in time. And quite a couple of people on holiday. Jerry Agar definitely returning for next week, as is Alexander Vanderwood. Alexander van der Walde. Henry Morse we hope to see back. We need to get him a new steering wheel. I say we. He needs to get a new steering wheel. We're not funding that. Come on. We're only at 3,000 subs, people. We need to get that to at least 10k before we can buy our drivers steering wheels. However, GT Omega Racing are supplying a cockpit at the end of this season to the champion, which has got to be said. Henry might be out of contention for this early on if he misses a round. However... Not with this tight series as it is. If it only takes one person to have a bad round. Jake Cranston, who's currently leading this championship, is in P5 with his nearest rival. Well, Jack Lewin is his nearest rival. Where's Jack Lewin currently? Down in P10. And Stephen King, his other rival, in P1. It does set him up for the feature, though. That's got to be said. I won my first win in the Global Challenge Caddy Car at Oran Park. It's a good track, Andy Biz. It really is. We're still watching Dan Thornton at the moment. Is there any other close battles on track? Dan Downing is chasing down Dan Blake. The battle of the Dans. I did get told I had to make some airline puns for our journey down to Australia. But the last one I made was quite terrible, so I thought I almost decided against it. I've actually forgotten some of the good ones that were mentioned. Nah, I can't remember. I think Zero Qantas Racing was one of them. Verbin Atlantic was for Win It or Bin It. That was the terrible one that ended the joke. Pulsus Airways. What was it? EasyJetta is a sponsor of the Masters of Talk team. If you look closely at their car, let's have a look at Henriksen actually. He's in P8. Wonder if you can spot the EasyJetta sponsorship. That is a Pulsus car looking for a move. Oh, Joshua Germany on Ray Oliver. Ray will not be happy with that. He was in an absolutely cracking position, was Ray. He needs to keep it together. Joshua Germany might be investigated for that, to be honest, as Henriksen then slots up the inside and Josh loses another position. That was clumsy from Josh in the Pulsus car. Potential penalty coming his way for sure. Where is Ray Oliver? He's in P11. Carl Ridley loses a place to Dan Blake in P12, who's now on pole. Oh, they're still side by side. Josh is not letting this go. He's really, really pushing this. It might end up, if he keeps putting people off, he might end up actually getting a grid penalty for the feature. We haven't seen one of those yet. Is he going to be the first? He needs to calm it down. Henriksen nearly had him. It was tight racing through there. He's going to be annoyed that my commentary wasn't great at his move there. But in fairness, he can't blame me because I've just watched him take out Ray Oliver. Carl Ridley moves over. I think that's serving a slowdown, or is he just warming up his tyres? Ray Oliver, P10. So he's lost 4 positions with that move from Josh. It was a late move. We'll have to analyse it in the steward's room. Donny Henriksen, though, looking extremely feisty. And Jesus Amundere, where is Lurchus Gaming in the chat? Jesus Amundere is in P8 and he's not messing it up. He's doing so well. This is a lot of points. Ika Lecquet's trying to get into the points. He's 1.5 seconds behind Martin Wallace. Joshua Germany trying his best to hold on to P6. Dan Downing has just passed Ryan Smith down there in P14. Can he get it done? Yeah, Ryan's on the outside. You can't hold it around the outside of that. It's close racing across the field. Apart from at the front, where you've got to say Stephen King has been dominant, with Kieran Dempsey sitting pretty in second, just nearly a second behind. John Bailiff also just cruising. But look who he's got behind him, the pole sitter, Morgan Burkhardt in P4. Now, last season, John Bailiff led the whole feature race, pretty much, to get past on the last lap by Stephen King for the win. Is he about to lose a podium to Morgan Burkhardt on the last lap of the sprint race this season? We'll call him John Bailed It again. John Bailed It. John Bailiff bailed it at Oran Park. Oh, here's for Guelthio. I knew he was in chat somewhere. I can't see my mouse to scroll up and see what's been said. Amazing drive again from MOT, says Jerry. Peter Ridley says, everybody is on here. Figuelthio says, I always cheer him, don't jinx it and fail. Today I'm trying not to say nothing and maybe he win. Well, he's doing pretty damn good. He's in P8 at the moment. That will put him in P4 on the grid for the feature race. But we are watching the fight for P3 as John Bailiff is coming under pressure from Morgan Burkhardt, only 3 tenths behind. I haven't seen any other real passes behind just yet. We got one driver currently under investigation. It is Joshua Germany. As we come round the final corner. Well, not the final corner. We're approaching the final corner. Oh, look at that. Under investigation. Incident involving cars number 4. That'll be N99. Stephen King comes around the final corner. And Kieran Dempsey closed it to 4 tenths on the last lap. And Stephen King is your sprint race winner here at Oran Park and keeps his 100% win record. As Morgan Burkhardt is slipstreaming John down the straight. John's weaving to try and stop him from getting the position. Where's the finish line? He has done it. John Bailiff 1 tenth ahead of Burkhardt. So he did keep P3 in the end. Jake Cranston comes home in P5. And behind, Joshua Germany does currently hold on to P6 with Donny Alpha Henriksen behind. And Jesus Amundere just gaming with another cracking result here at Oran Park. P8 with Jack Lewin in P9, and Ray Oliver absolutely does bring it home in P10 after a big hit from Joshua Germany into turn 3. He won't be happy with that. I don't think it was his fault from what we saw, to be honest, as they all come cruising round now and head their way back to the pits. Andre Mayerek probably had the quietest race as he comes around the final corner now to finish in 25th. But it wasn't, well, it was his fault, wasn't it? He went wide at turn 1 and ended up down there after a big hit into the wall. Jan Weisswanger 24th. There he goes into the wall. He's had enough of that. And into our 10-minute break. Wow, what a round. Let's get those results up and see what the points are looking like. Here it is. Stephen King takes your win. 24 points for him with 4 tenths gap to Kieran Dempsey in P2. The Irish driver, number 86 for Meatball Motorsport. Some more points for them on the board. John Bailiff, for Win It or Bin It, takes 19 points. Morgan Burkhardt, Zero Forks Giving Racing again with, well, double points finish with only 2 drivers here. So what more could you ask for other than having Martin a little bit higher up? We know Martin's a fast guy. He just hasn't put it together yet in this season of the Volkswagen Jetta Cup. But he's a popular guy, is Martin Wallace, amongst the fans. And we do hope to see him back to the top. He did get a pole position last season at Summit Point. So, what can he do this season? At the moment, it's a P20 with 1 point. Jake Cranston, P5, 16 points for him. Joshua Germany, P6, 15 points currently, but under investigation. Donny Henriksen in P7. Jesus Amundere, P8, 13 points. That's more points than they have from both rounds, just from Jesus. That made sense. Sorry, got a little bit confused. They have 9 points before coming to this round with 2 rounds under their belt with 3 drivers scoring. Jesus Amundere has outscored all of that with his P8. Well done, that man. Jack Lewin, P9, 12 points. Consistency is key. He always scores, does Jack Lewin, and that's going to be important come the end of the season. He was in P2 entering this round. I wonder where he'll be at the end. With Stephen King getting that many points, it's got to be said it might be difficult, but it is reversed now, and Jack Lewin is starting near the front. Ray Oliver, P10, 11 points. He's going to be starting 3rd. Jared Kaler, P11. Dan Blake is your pole sitter for the feature race. Also one to watch. But struggling for pace here, it seems, is Dan Blake for Win It or Bin It Racing. Kyle Ridley just misses out on reverse pole. Another Australian driver is home race. Kyle Ridley, P13. Dan down in P14. Chris Smith recovers to P15 in the end and gets 6 points. He's not going to be over the moon with that, but it's got to be said. I remember something happening to Chris, and it was quite big. And then, well, he survived and he did get points. Duncan Murray collects his first 5 points of the season, Duncan. The South African driver on the grid Get in there. I don't know if everyone can do an impression of a South African accent. I can't. I'm absolutely terrible at it. But I can tell you what, I love the way he says pits. Because it's like, putts. I'm just putting. I'm not doing it again. It's terrible. It's terrible. Ryan Smith, P17, also had an issue. I think he went off by himself, if I remember rightly. I might have to rewatch that back in the stewards, but he's down there in P17. Greg Otley, P18, some more points for him. Sam Van Ols, P19, and Martin Wallace takes P20. I didn't actually congratulate Dan Downing on another points finish after a terrible round 1, so he is doing well, back up in P14. We were talking about consistency. It's going to be so important this season. The rest of the grid, the non-scorers today were Ika Lequay, Dan Thornton, Christian Rivera, Jan Weiswanger, and Andre Majorek. We know what happened to Andre. We saw what happened to Jan as well. Christian Rivera, Dan, and Ika actually had quite a close battle for that P21, and that shows how strong the field is. And they will be absolutely, well, they should be. I don't know if they are at the moment. I know it can be disappointing on the day, but they should be absolutely buzzing when they eventually do get points. I know Dan Thornton's got it in him. He will get some points eventually. Ika does have some points on the board, as does Christian, who was leading the Lurchers Gaming team at one point, but is no longer. And speaking of that, it is time to go through that championship result. I said I was going to do it properly, so let's do that. Let's get rid of this. Let's get the championship up at the moment. This isn't adjusted for the sprint race. This is before this round. So Jake Cranston came into this round with 116 points. So it's a 6-point lead, so it is fairly close at the top. Jack Lewin, second place, 6 points behind, 110. Stephen King, only 12 points behind Jake Cranston, your leader. Before this, you've got to say he's closed that gap in that race with a win, and Jake in 5th. Morgan Burkhard is doing extremely well in P4. He had terrible luck last season. He was collected many times through accidents that had nothing to do with him. And here he is, absolutely showing what he's capable of when... I was going to blame Lurchers then, but it wasn't just Lurchers. But when he's not collected by other cars who are going the wrong way, or facing the wall, or bouncing on track, look where he is. P4 in the championship after 2 rounds. Alexander van der Velde, he is currently in P5, but not here today, so it's got to be said that he is going to be dropping down the order and looking to fight back next round in 2 weeks' time at the Red Bull Ring in Australia. Joshua Germany, currently P6, so he's going to jump, even with a penalty, I think he'll jump. Jared Kaler, P7, 75 points, only 1 point behind. It's going to be so tight this season. I'm excited for this. You need to pick a driver. Anyone that doesn't already have a driver to support, pick someone and support them, because it's going to be so close. I know there's a big gap. If you look at just P1 to P20, yes, it's a big gap, but you need to be looking at who they're around. All of these drivers are fighting for every point and every position. 1 point between 6th and 7th. 3 points between 5th and 7th. 69 points for Chris Smith. 4 points behind him is Dan Blake. 4 points behind that is Henry Morse in P10. 1 point behind that is Kyle Ridley in P11. Kieran Dempsey, 4 points behind. 1 point behind him is Austin Farr. Ryan Smith, 8 points. So that's the biggest gap we've seen so far, not including the top. 8 points behind. Ryan Smith is in P14. Needs to get it together, does Ryan. I don't know if he's got some GCSEs to be studying for, but at the moment, making more mistakes than we've seen from the young boy. That all of last season he was consistently up there, and I'm sure he will put it together at some point for ORD Racing. Donny Alpha Henriksen, he'll be climbing up the order today, I am sure, but he's there in 15th with 46 points after a nightmare round 1. John Bailiff also struggling in the early part of the season, but also doing well this round. He hates Oran Park, he said. He's not going to after this. He's going to jump up that order. Only 2 points behind Donny Henriksen. Jerry Agard has missed 2 rounds, so he's going to be on 38 points at the end of this round as well, but he will be back for the rest of the season, and he will be wanting to climb that order, especially for Masters of Talk Motorsport, who are second in the constructors, and they wanted to challenge this season, and they definitely can, especially with Henry missing around. Greg Otley and Andre Majorek, the 2 independent drivers, 21 points and 19 points, and 1 point behind them is Ray Oliver with 18 points. But that is not all of your point scorers. This is what it looks like further down the order. Sam Van Olst, Martin Wallace, Jameson Huffman are all there as well. 21st, 22nd and 23rd. Andy Fox, 24th with 10 points. He's not here today. Dan Downing is going to be jumping up by the looks of it in 25th. Ika Lequay has 4 points. Christian Rivera has 3 points. Jesus had 2 points. Cool, I'm running out of breath here. But Jesus has just scored a decent point haul, so he is going to potentially jump quite fair places. Duncan Murray's got some points, so he's going to jump up that order. And currently your 3 non-point scorers are then Sebastian Hallmichael, Dan Thornton and Jan Weiswanger. So as I was saying, they should be absolutely chuffed when they eventually score those first points and break the duck, as it were. I said that last race. Didn't know if it was a saying. I heard someone say it, weirdly, today. So then I was like, oh, it must be a saying. I was right. That is the results. That is your championship standings. What a race. What a race. And now we've got to do it all over again. Is anyone out on track? Looks like Greg Otley's getting some practice. Oh, look at that little Oran Park sign on that dirty bin. I need to have a drink. What is chat saying? Elbow cough. I support Burkhard number 2 for the maddest skids to throw the pole. Oh, dear. I mean, if you want to support someone who throws away the lead like that, then by all means, Iku, do it. But no, genuinely, Morgan... Well, all the drivers deserve at least one fan. I'm telling you that much now. And they need it. They need this support. And of course, we have the driver of the day. We vote for the driver of the day towards the end of the feature race, which is incoming. How long's left of the break? Shall we have a look? If you haven't gone and grabbed yourself a drink, do. Oh, 30 seconds. There you go. You got a minute and a half. Break the duck is a cricket term, says Brian Ringle. Thank you for that. If you can tell, genuinely, I'm not making fun of this. If you can tell me more about that saying, please do, because I am a massive, choose the word wisely, let's just say nerd for pointless facts like that. MOT going for constructors this season. Jerry, yes, they are. It was their goal at the start. Pulsus, you had to say, run away with it last season, but only 40 points in it at the moment, and it can be done with no drop rounds. Sorry, I was taking a drink. I'm still here. Don't worry. We're about to start. It is gridding time. As we have a look. Oh, I need to... I always forget. I need to do this extra quick because they grid up in 1 minute. Dan Blake, pole position. Jared Kaler, Ray Oliver, Jack Lewin, Jesus Mundre, Donny Henriksen, Joshua Germany, Jake Cranston, Morgan Burkhardt, John Bailiff is your top 10. Kieran Dempsey and Stephen King is in 12th place after winning the sprint race. Carl Ridley, Dan Downing, Chris Smith, Duncan Murray, Ryan Smith, Greg Otley, Sam Van Alsten, Martin Wallace round off your top 20. Ika Lequay, Dan Thornton, Christian Rivera, and Jan Weiswanger, and Andre Majorek looking to get some points from this feature race after, you got to be saying, fluffing up the start. What is going on here? We need to have a look at the start. Oh, look at that. There we can see the full grid. 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights are on. We need to turn the music off. Let's go for it. They are away. And has Jared Kaler got a better start than Dan Blake? I am not sure. It doesn't look like it. Dan Blake's got a hell of a start. He's going to slot into first place. That's Joshua Germany. Jesus and Mundere. How can he survive turn 1? I think we need to watch him because it's normally where stuff goes wrong. He's on the grass. Can he keep it together? He does. Oh, sensitive stuff. There's some contact behind. Has anyone died? Oh, please don't. Please don't. It's not a very good camera view, but it looks like we've got a lot of survivors. Christian Ribeiro was the one that went off track. There's contact up ahead. Brake early, boys. There's 25 cars in front of you. No more holidays for me, says Jerry. Google says it means the score the first run. That's the break the duck term. Delta goes wide there. I called him Delta. It's Dan Downing. If you ever hear me say Delta, that is Dan Downing that I am talking about. There's a Meatball Motorsport car there with him. Is that Kieran Dempsey that's down the order in P14? It is currently racing Dan Downing, so I wonder what happened to him at the start. Martin Wallace finds Dan Thornton for P20. Where is Dan? Dan's getting past him. They're side by side. Dan Thornton up the inside of Sam Van Alst as well. These two have come into contact in previous rounds already. We're on round 3 and Dan Thornton's got himself a little rival in Sam Van Alst. The Belgian driver number 92 versus the British driver of number 74. Dan bounces over the curb, loses the run. Can't quite get it to the inside of Sam into the final corner, but he has passed Martin Wallace for P20. He hits the wall, does Dan Thornton. I hope that hasn't damaged his car. Oh, he's going straight in the pits. And another hit on the wall. That's a meatball flag. So that was a hell of a hit. That will be a meatball and an early pit stop for Dan Thornton looking to make the most. Jared Kaler smacks the side of Dan Blake there. Ray Oliver, the home driver, still in P3. Is he going to go up the inside of Jared Kaler? He's going to try and break as late as he can. He's got the inside line as Ray Oliver for Down Under Sim Esports here at his home race. Is he going to move up into P2? He has the inside line for turn 4. Yes, he does. Can he follow Dan Blake through? There's more contact rubbing between Jared Kaler and Ray Oliver. He's got the inside for turn 5 now. Up the bridge, through the fast right-hander. Can Jared hold it around the outside? There's a big big slide from Ray. That's not penalty worthy, but he gets the move done and he's lost it. Round he goes into the chicane. Ray Oliver across the grass. It's going to be a big old slowdown, reminiscent of Fernando Alonso turn 1 at Russia. Jared coming straight back on. Has Ray got damage? Is he going to shoot into the pits? If he's got a slowdown, he needs to move over to the left, but he's got the whole train. Oh, Joshua Germany's round. He's cut across. That is karma for what happened to Andy Fox. I guess Ray Oliver really trying to stay out of everyone's way. I've got a feeling he's got a meatball flag as Stephen King goes through. Is he going to come into the pits? Watch him closely. The green car in the midfield. No, he doesn't. Yes, he does. No, he doesn't. So he stays out. He hasn't got damage. We see a few drivers moving over. So a couple of people may have slowdowns. Jake Cranston is one of those, and he's watching everyone drive past. Jake Cranston has a massive slowdown, but Ray Oliver now down in P9 as King goes through. We need to have a look at Joshua Germany's crash as well, as there's more contact. Here comes the contacty feature races. Oh my God. No more holidays for Jerry. I said that. Jesus is in 5th. Am I dreaming? You are not dreaming. It is happening. Let's go. Go, Duncan, go, says Peter Ridley. Come on, Jesus Mundere, says Didem. Best Jetta racer in history. Laughing face. The Lurchus Gaming have indeed shown up. Dan Thornton is still showing, is in the pits. Surely it doesn't take that long to fast repair, or is he fueling? He's fueling way too much if he is. He's been in there for ages. Cranston's still tumbling down that order. Oh, Greg Otley's round. What is going on in this feature race? Let's have a look. We saw Ray Oliver go off track. I'm tempted not to cut away because the racing's still fairly close. Ray Oliver's off track. Let's have a look at it. It was just losing it there. He tried saving it, and then really bizarrely, that little touch from Jared sends him round. Across the grass he goes. We thought he had damage. He didn't quite. What happened to Joshua Germany? Oh, I didn't wait for that to happen. Here we go. Now I'm being like the Russian Grand Prix TV directors. We need to like an above shot of this. That is Morgan Burkhardt. So they're 3 wide. It's Ray Oliver, Morgan Burkhardt, Jake Cranston right behind Joshua Germany. And they're about to go 3 wide into the fast chicane. Joshua Germany, that is all on him. Just absolutely turns across Morgan Burkhardt. We said he gets collected in other incidents. Round goes Mr. Germany. He saves it. It's a good save. There's Jake Cranston's slowdown. He done it in avoidance. He's going to be gutted for that. He was, in fact, avoiding a crash. Ray Oliver still tumbling down the order in that big old train. And you'll watch Jake move over to the right-hand side, left-hand side of the straight, sorry. And Joshua Germany. Oh dear, that's embarrassing. Did everyone see that? Do not let him forget that. He just didn't. Tried. He's going to say it's. Oh, I thought it was rear-wheel drive. Let's go back live. See what happens. Dan Thornton is back out on. Oh no, he's out. Dan Thornton is out. I thought he was back out on track. I wonder. Did he have an internet issue or what? Dan Blake still leading the way. Jared Kaler in P2. Jack Lewin sitting pretty in P3. Donny Alpha Henriksen's in P4. Plenty of points for Masters of Talk right now. We've got Morgan Burkhardt currently in P5. Up 4 places is Morgan Burkhardt. Jesus Mundere's only lost 1. He is in P6 for the feature race. If he can hold on to that, it's a lot of points coming Lurchus Gaming's way. Josh Pleb of the week. Oh, not again, Jerry. We need to give it to someone else. He got it in week 1, didn't he, for throwing away a 1, 2, 3. Dan Blake going down the order. What's happened? Has he gone off? He's gone off! Dan Blake has thrown away. We've seen it so much this round. It was a turn 2 go off. Let's have another quick replay as he's going to get passed by Carl Ridley. No, he holds the inside. Carl Ridley's going to try and get a switchback. If he can get that done, that would be amazing. He's got the inside for turn 4. He brakes later, does Carl Ridley. The Australian driver who goes up into P8 up the inside of Dan Blake. Up the bridge and in the inside. This is a carbon copy of what we saw with Ray before he got spun round. Kyle Ridley not falling foul of this, and Kieran Dempsey, ever the optimist, looking to take advantage. They're going to go side by side through the chicane now. That's well, it's not unheard of, but it's a difficult thing to do. Can Ridley hold it around the outside of this fast corner? Dan Blake's still on the inside. Kyle Ridley's still there. It's flat out through this next bit. Who's going to come out on top in the final corner? Kieran Dempsey needs to pick a person to push, and Kyle Ridley slots in front in P8 into the final corner ahead of Dan Blake with the green wing mirrors on the win it or bin it car, and Kieran Dempsey's going to come through now. Kyle Ridley hits the wall. Dan Blake's going to go up the inside. They're going to go 3 wide down the straight. Kyle Ridley pits after hitting the wall. It's a good choice. We are now on lap 6. And you are now allowed to pit, so that is fine. Anyone that's pitted before that either has a meatball or has broken the rules and risks disqualification. But you have to wait till at least lap 5. So we've seen a load of people come into the pits now, including John Bailiff. Dan Blake now in P7 after that mistake. Before I lose that mistake, let's have a quick replay of what happened. Oh dear, that was when he came back on track. Round turn 1 he goes. Oh, he's actually not broken on the grass. He's just broken too late. Just broken too late as Dan Downing apparently went off as well. Was he helped by Ryan? Oh, a late defense from Dan Downing there as Ryan Smith goes to the inside. Oh, no. That was clumsy through there. Look at the speed he took into the back of that wall. Dan Downing. I'm sorry, guys. I know there's a race going on, but I want to see that one more time because that was a... well, not from this point of view, but that was a... He carried some speed going off there. Where is... This is Dan Downing's front of the car. Let's have a look at Ryan's. So they're coming through here into the turn 1 corner. You can see Dan Blake off up ahead. Oh, it might not be Dan's fault, you know, as Ryan just tries turning in. And Dan is absolutely... Round he goes. That'll be a picture. If Iku's watching, get a picture of that because he is going in that wall hard. Ooh, bang. That would have been whiplash for sure. Back to the live action, shall we? Let's see what's happening and what's changed. Jared Kaler currently in the lead. We've got a few pit stops going on. Let's have a look at the pit stops and let's get the driver map up so we can see where everybody is. This is what we're looking at then. Sweet Prince uses P5. P1 is coming. T1 too strong for everyone. Go John Bailiff says Hermes. And Didem says P3 for Jesus Amundere. I really hope he doesn't mess up his pit stop. I know I'm not meant to be biased, and I know people say I've got Pulsus bias as it's my team, but I really am rooting for Jesus to get his first podium here. He could get his first podium. It will be another new podium sitter for the Volkswagen Jetta Cup. In fact, I can get some facts up for you while you break down in your own heads what's going on in this race. You can see who stopped. Lewin and Henriksen currently leading the pit stoppers as Burkhardt, Amundere and Smith comes in. Let's focus on Amundere because we've seen him mess up stops before. Let's hope he doesn't this time. And whilst I do that, I'm just going to have a quick look at the old stats page. Does he stop in the right place or does he do the old reverse trick? Is he going to miss it? No, he doesn't. Oh, or did he? I don't know. If it was subtle. In terms of stats, we've had 4 races so far with 4 different winners. Stephen King was actually our first double winner by taking the sprint race win here. We had 2 people on pole, which was Jack Lewin and Jake Cranston. I've forgotten who took pole position today. It was Morgan Burkhardt, I think. So we've got a 3rd pole sitter in 3 races. In terms of podiums, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 different drivers before this round. And 4 different people hold the fastest laps in as many races. Well, we're adding to that today, I am sure. Oh dear, we don't want to see that. Don't want to see people pitting. Terrible iRacing interface. There we go, we're back properly. Jesus Amundere has come out in P12 after the stops, but there's some drivers at the top that haven't pit, and one of those drivers is in fact Jake Cranston, who moves up the inside of Dan Blake to take P2 currently with no stops. What is the pit strategy looking like for everybody? So there you can see when people stopped. The majority of them on lap 5. It's actually showing Christian hasn't stopped yet, and also one of the Smiths. So I'm guessing they stopped on lap 7, and when they cross the line, that will show a blue line, as it does for Amundere and Burkhardt. So they all stopped on lap 7. But everyone at the top going on lap 8. The fuel should last, for those of you watching, the fuel should last 11 laps. So the latest pit stop we will see is lap 11. Anyone that goes beyond that is either really good at fuel saving, or just they've got hacks. They're hacking the simulator. Can't keep calling it a game. People will absolutely get on me for that. Jan Weiswanger's crashed. Shall we have a look at that? What did he do? Turn 1 on the grass. Oh, no. Oh, nearly took Ika with him. Ika does well. Ray goes through. Gets back on track. Doesn't actually lose too much there, Jan, unless he gets a meatball. Turn 1 again. Or turn 2. Turn 1 or 2. It's all the same. Turn 1 is that fast kink. Turn 2 is the heavy braking zone. Jan Weiswanger's gone off track again. Is it the same place? A lap later. Oh, he does the same thing. But worse. But with no cars involved. There he goes. No brakes, it says on the back of his car. How much are we going to use that as an excuse this season? Let's go back live. There's some more people pitting. It's Martin Wallace in the pits as Joshua Germany comes through. Where is Martin? There he is. He pulls in. So where is Martin Wallace going to come out? He's stopping. Jack Lewin is coming round the final corner now. So he's going to retake the lead. John Bailiff is coming down the straight as well. Kyle Ridley. Martin Wallace is leaving the pits. Where's Martin going to come out? He looks fairly high up the order as he's got a swarm of cars coming down. Morgan Burkhardt for the other Zero Forks giving cars going to come through. Kyle Ridley is also, I don't know where the pit limiter is, but Martin is now. He's got all the cars coming through. Andre Mayerek's looking the next closest. Is he going to come through side by side in turn one? Oh, there goes the Pulsar's car and the Lurcher's car of Christian Ribeiro. And Andre Mayerek, which Pulsar's car is that? It has to be, is it Stephen King? What's he doing down here in P16 after the stops? Didn't see what happened to him. Ah, wait. I have seen what's happened to him. Iku's popped up and said what happened to him as well. Jesus Amundere on his inside. Oh dear, there it is. Round he goes and into the wall. Jesus Amundere holds his position though. I imagine that'll get looked at the stewards. Let's have another look at that. Can we have a closer look at that? I'm going to be honest, from these points of views, I think Stephen was optimistic in the turn-in. He's not going to like me for saying that, but Jesus was there. The only thing that could go in Stephen's favour is if that was a send from Jesus, but I don't know. It looked too much up the inside for it to be a send, so Stephen actually doing the same as Josh and cutting across someone's nose. We'll have a proper look, of course, in the steward's room as always, but Jesus, has he survived? Oh, he's got a meatball! No! Jesus Amundere with a meatball. Oh, do you know what? That is absolutely destroyed the cheers in that. The atmosphere in the track, gone. Absolutely zero. He's in the pit lane. A high finish for Jesus. Stephen King round the outside in the fast chicane. With a hard hit, Stephen's actually still going and still in the points. Jesus Amundere's had to stop again, as is the harsh reality of racing for Guelthio. I know. A meatball for him after such a strong round. Oh, no. I don't know what to say. I'm lost for words. Oh, I've got to stop. I've got a lump in my throat. Is that the saying? Is that how it works? We've got Van Olst coming in the pits in P5. Jesus Amundere's still sat there. Would he have used... Oh, has he used his fast repair already? He's going to be sat there repairing as well. Could it go wrong? More wrong for the Lurchers Gaming team. In terms of positives, Christian Ribeiro is currently their #1 driver now on track, scoring points in P16, with Ika Lequay also scoring points in P19. So, not the end of their world for their point scoring campaign. Guelthio says this is worse than the Lando weekend. Jesus is omnipresent. He is always on the inside or wherever. For any case, it is a shame. But Lurchers Gaming were looking for a strong result. Joshua Germany actually comes out behind Ika Lequay in P19. Pulsus not having a good feature race. I'll tell you who is having a good feature race. These guys up the front are looking to gain all the advantage they can in this pit strategy. Oh my god, they're still going. What can we say here? Jake Cranston still yet to pit. Oh, in they come. It's lap 13. I did not expect that. Oh, lap 12. Sorry, I said it wrong earlier. Lap 12 was when the fuel would have run out, and we're now on to lap 13. Dan Blake, has he carried on going? I am in shock if he makes it round. I really am. Some people are pushing the boundaries of the Volkswagen Jetta Cup Season 2 and catching me off guard. The top 4 are pitting Ellen Brown. Jerry, how long is Jake going? That's answered your question. He's in the pits. Where's he going to come out? Keep an eye on that track map. Jack Lewin is coming down the straight. That's his nearest championship rival before this round. Jack Lewin's flown past. Is Donnie Henriksen going to get him as well? Is John Bailiff going to get him as well? He does. Up the inside of turn 1. Jake Cranston and Morgan Burkhardt right behind him. Comes out in P6. On to chase down John Bailiff in P5. Donnie Henriksen in P4. They're all going to bump up one when Blake comes in the pits. Doesn't sound like he's out of fuel, does it? Who's he got behind him? Kieran Dempsey. Where's Dempsey on the order? 23rd. Into the pits Dan goes. So where's he going to come out? Jesus is still sat there, I think. Didem says P1 is still possible, guys. I'm going to be honest. Sam Van Olst is having a good one, 008. He is currently... oh, do you know what? I've lost him. He's currently in P12, which is a lot of points, and he's up 7 places. The only person to gain more places than that is Andre Majorek in P13. He's up 12 places. This looks like a good stop from Dan. And here comes Jared Kaler, Jack Lewin, Donny Henriksen, John Bailiff, Jake Cranston going to get him as well. Morgan Burkhardt going to get him as well. There he goes. Morgan Burkhardt slots in. It says crash on his number plate. I hope they don't. Dan Blake comes out in P7. Still decent points for Dan. So, after all the pit stops, we can get rid of that now. After all the pit stops, we're on board with Dan Blake in P7 with Morgan Burkhardt right ahead of him. Jack Lewin looking for a feature race win. That's Jared Kaler, your current leader of the feature race. It says Yared on the back in reference for me getting his name wrong. There's so many J's in this championship. Some of them are pronounced J, some of them are pronounced Y. It slips out easy. Made many mistakes last season. I'm sure people are picking up on any that I make this season. Jared Kaler, number 58, currently P1, 3 tenths ahead of Jack Lewin. We are on board with Jack Lewin right now. He is looking to chase him down. Where's the... I'll tell you what we haven't seen in a while. The battles box. This is what it looks like. Oh, he's so close. He's in the slipstream. He's looking around the outside to get switched back into turn 1. Jared absolutely defending turn 2. 2 temps between them. Jared's going to fight for his life. There's 5 laps to go as Stephen King passes Andre Majorek for P13. You can have a look at their laps below. So Kaler had pace on lap 10 and 11, but has absolutely been slower than Lewin for the next few laps, but only ever so close as Lewin's just trying to get switchback after switchback. Bumps into the back of Jared there, and now it looks like he's defending from Henriksen, who is behind. Let's have a look from Henriksen's point of view. This is Jack Lewin in front of him and Jared Kaler in the lead. So Henriksen's trying to gain more places. He's on the podium so far. Go pneumonia Donny, says Jerry. Let's not forget he does have pneumonia, people. At least make Jesus driver of the day, says Figuelthio. You've got a good point there. I mean, I can't make it happen. You guys need to vote. But speaking of driver of the day, vote driver of the day in chat. There's 5 laps left. Hashtag vote. Pick a driver. Donny did suggest using something called straw poll. I haven't had a look at that yet. Maybe that'll be in place for round 4. But for now, we'll stick to the old way. You can comment on any of the 3 channels, VCO Esports, the Racing Line YouTube, or the Racing Line Twitch. Hashtag vote, followed by the name of your driver to vote driver of the day right now. Who deserves it? Who has been your driver of the day? I know it's early days. Formula 1 does this as well. The race isn't finished yet. But... oh, what's happened to Donny here? He lost out loads then. I wasn't watching. Vote Donny, says Ellen Brown. The man has pneumonia. One of the biggest Jesus Amundere supporters, says Didem, or Figuelthio. Figuelthio's a big fan. He's been supporting Jesus for a while. Vote Carl Ridley. Captains always pops up to vote Carl Ridley. Jack Lewin is absolutely not letting Jared go. He really wants this feature race win, and it's going to be a lot of points. And with Jake Cranston behind, it's going to look really good for Jack Lewin's championship chances. What he doesn't want to do is ruin it. Joshua Germany comes into the pits again, so I wonder if he's underfueled or had another meatball. But Jack Lewin flying, absolutely flying at the moment. We can get rid of the battle box now at the moment and the lap time history. I want to see what's going on. Too much stuff going on, I'm getting distracted. You guys keep voting for driver of the day in chat. I'll put that up again in a minute. But Jared Kaler is currently your race leader. We're approaching lap 17 of racing, and there's, look at that, that's the top 6, separated by just over a second. Jack Lewin chasing down Jared in the lead. Henriksen in P3. You got John Bailiff in P4 being hounded by Jake Cranston behind. Oh, there's contact there as Morgan Burkhardt pushes Jake through. I wonder if that's John's defence. We know how strong John can defend when he wants to, but Jake Cranston, has he got a slowdown again? Oh, I wonder if he tried serving that in the final corner, which is why the contact happened. We'll have to have a look at that, but he moves over, lets Morgan through. That's P5 for Morgan Burkhardt. A strong race for him. Dan Blake's trying to catch this train. What else has been going on in this race? Chris Smith's up 7 places. He's had a little quiet one, but he's up into P8. Carl Ridley's up 4 places in P9. Ryan Smith's up 7 places as well. So the 2 Smiths up 7 places each. Well, good effort for those 2. They're in the top 10. Stephen King is absolutely on a flyer. He's up the inside of Sam Van Olst into turn 3. That looks easily done. Look at the damage on the side of his car. He's trying to climb as much up the order as he can. This is important for Stephen King. He needs to gain as many points as he can. There's only 3 laps left. Who's next up the road? It is Andre. No, it's not Andre Mayerek. It's Duncan Murray. Duncan Murray in P11. That's going to be a great haul of points for Duncan, who's chasing down. Oh, I hope that wasn't a slowdown, though. He's chasing down Ryan Smith, the number 66 car, youngest driver on the grid, versus, I was going to say oldest, perhaps one of the oldest. King smashed the end of the pit wall last time round, says Iku. Got a few more votes coming in. I'll have to count them in a second. Keep those votes coming in. 2 laps to go. We're on lap 18. We've got 19 and 20 after this, so technically 3 laps to go. Stephen King is looking closer. Keep an eye on that gap. 3.2 seconds the gap with 3 laps to go. Ray Oliver, he's going to be one that's disappointed with today, I think. He had a strong result, and Joshua Germany, ironically down in 23rd place with no points, absolutely cost Ray some decent points today. There's no doubt about it. Ryan Smith's gone off track. Was it a big one? Oh, he's broken. Oh, he was all right. Or is it here that he goes off? There it is. Nah, that's fine. He's done well there. Absolutely done well. Dan Thornton's in chat. He was out the race early on. Sure, he can fill us in. Ray Oliver around the outside of Martin Wallace. These two having a great old ding-dong. They regularly battle in SimLabs, and now they're showing they know each other. Yeah, Ray Oliver round the outside, nice and cleanly. Martin Wallace not wanting to throw away the points that he has. Absolutely lets Ray go in P15. Christian Ribeiro still in P17 with some points. Greg Otley and Dan Down in 18th and 19th. And Nicola Quay holding on to those final 2 points as Jan Weiswanger chases him down, trying to get his first points of the season. Kieran Dempsey has had an absolute mare as well. Can't actually remember what happened to him, so you'll have to fill me in as Dan Blake goes down the order. And Jack Lewin is going for a move for the lead round the outside of turn 1. Has he broken late on the grass? He has! Jack Lewin with an attempt for the lead has gone round, and off he goes. Donny Alpha Henriksen goes up into P2. Morgan Burkhardt in P3. Bailiff goes through. Jake Cranston goes through. Is Chris Smith going to gain a position as well around the outside of turn 3? He does! He does go around the outside of turn 3. Jack Lewin from 2nd, hero to 0. Not quite 0, that's a bit harsh. But from 2nd to 7th with a great attempt round the outside of turn 1. And Dan Blake is in the pits as well. They're having a nightmare. Jack Lewin, what happened then? What's happened here? He's crashed. Was I just looking at something else? Jack Lewin crashed. Why? What happened? He pulls over. Oh dear. I'm not sure what happened then. Did he just turn into the wall in frustration? Surely not, when he knows points are this important. He's not moving, so I wonder if his steering wheel cut out. He didn't take anyone with him, so that's a good sign. He's not moving. Have to get the medical car out there quick. There he goes. Let's have a look at the lead. He needs to go back live because we're approaching the end of the race. Jack Lewin will be gutted. It is the last lap. Jared Kaler, where is he on track? He is starting the last lap, and Donny Alpha Henriksen is chasing down a Season 2 win. I'll tell you what, now is the perfect time for this to show up on your screens. Vote driver of the day again. I'm gonna have to read through all of these votes, but hashtag vote your drive of the day. We've got 1 lap left as there's a win it or bin it car there off track. That's Dan Blake again, I think. Win it or bin it. Having an absolute nightmare, but John Bailey's still in P5, so that's all right. Jared Kaler, 4 tenths ahead of Henriksen. Burkhardt in P3. Cranston in P4. Bailiff in P5. And King is up into P10. Still chasing down Duncan Murray, who's still 2.5 seconds ahead of him. It's looking unlikely unless Duncan makes a mistake and gets claimed by turn 2. But they've already gone through there, so that's not going to happen. Jared Kaler comes through the final chicane. He's got Donny Alpha Henriksen right behind him, chasing him down. This is the gap between the lead two. 20 laps in at Oran Park. Morgan Burkhardt currently in P3. He's had a hell of a round this week. Morgan Burkhardt, your number 2 car, is in P3, chasing down Donny Henriksen. Is he going to have a look at the inside of the final corner? It's a big risk. He doesn't do it. Donny covers the inside. Can he get the switch back and get the run out the final corner? He's got his foot down as Morgan Burkhardt. Jared Kaler weaves to the left-hand side. Morgan's going to keep it straight. Jared Kaler wins the feature race here for round 3 at Oran Park. Donny Henriksen comes home in P2. Morgan Burkhardt comes home in P3. What a race from him. Really close at the top end. Bailiff Chris Smith has had a cracking result, up 9 places for P6. Up 6 places is Carl Ridley, trying to claim the points back that Ray Oliver would have lost due to the earlier incident with Joshua Germany. Ryan Smith in P8. Duncan Murray, he's got to be happy with that. He was, how can I put it, not distraught, but fairly frustrated with his first couple of rounds, being one of the 4 non-point scorers look at him today. A double point scorer and a top 10 nonetheless, after not expecting much from Oran Park at all. So well done to Duncan Murray. Stephen King comes back up to P10. Oh dear. Really close. It's a fancy looking livery, that is. Jared Kaler, made for me. Jared being the only one of 32 drivers not to sort out his livery in time for the Volkswagen Jetta Cup, powered by GT Omega, sponsored in partnership with VCO Esports on both of their channels. Thanks for joining us, of course, in chat. I'll read your comments in a second. Sam Van Ols, like you said, someone said in chat, he's done well. P11, a lot of points there. Whew! It all kicked off, didn't it? It really did all kick off at the end. Another fantastic round, if I don't say so myself. It is interview and results time. I always start a replay of the start. Jared Kaler started on pole for this. Did bring it home in the end. Donny. Oh, there's Jesus. Look. Terrible day for Jesus. Really sad for him. Gutted as all of the Lurchers boys in chat, I think. It will be interview time shortly. But first, let's have a look at those results. Here we go. 48 points for Jared Kaler, who was quite high up in the standings. So I wonder how that will affect it. We'll see that 2 weeks out into the round 4 at the Red Bull Ring. Donny Henriksen, 42 points, a really strong result. Got pneumonia, and he's beaten 24 people. Only one person beat the guy with pneumonia. I mean, it is Donny Henriksen. Now we're seeing him back on form. Round 1 must have been just a blip. Donny Henriksen's back. Masters of Talk absolutely capitalising on this round in terms of the constructors fight, with a second and a fourth in the feature. Jake Cranston in P4, Morgan Burkhardt for Zero Forks Giving. Another fantastic podium. Plenty of points for them. John Bailiff is turned on his championship challenge with a P5. Chris Smith, P6. Kyle Ridley, P7. Ryan Smith, P8. So he did get his act together and climbed up that order. Duncan Murray, P9, with Stephen King just trying to hold on and not make any mistakes with those 22 points. Sam Van Nolst, P11 with 20 points. Andre Majorek, he's got a decent point score. I think he actually matched, or got close to matching his total point score in one round. So good effort from him. Ray Oliver, P13. He'll be disappointed after the earlier contact. Martin Wallace, I think he's going to be happy with that. Decent points for Martin in P14. Christian Ribeiro is going to be absolutely buzzing with another 12 points for Lurchers Gaming. They are absolutely starting their constructors campaign. I think it's just a little bit gutting that Zero Forks Given are the ones closest to it. Oh no, it's Meatball Motorsport are the closest team to Lurchers Gaming, who only scored, I say only, they did both score, so Jan Weiswanger has indeed got his championship underway by scoring 4 points. Kieran Dempsey scored 2, so they scored 6 points, did Meatball Motorsport. Lurchers absolutely closing the gap with a 12 points finish for Christian and a 6 points finish for Ika. Greg and Dan, P16 and 17 with 8 and 6 points. Your non-scorers for the feature race at Oran Park were Dan Blake, Jack Lewin, Joshua Germany, Jesus Amundere, and Dan Thornton. Dan Thornton will be looking. We've reached 100 messages, by the way. Well done, chats. Dan Thornton, absolutely. Come on, Dan. You know that it is possible for those points to be earned. Let's have a look. Let's scroll through. We've done that now. It is going to be interview time. Who are we looking at the moment? I need to go in. I'll tell you what, I need to look through these messages first because everyone's been kicking off. I was too busy watching the race, which you have to forgive me for. Where did we get to? Go Pneumonia Donny, we saw that. Nice to see you for Guelthio. Vote Jesus. So this is the votes. Jesus has 1. Donny has 1. Donny has 2. Jack Lewin has 1. Carl Ridley has 1. Jesus has 3. Wait, was it 3? 2, sorry. Jesus and Donny have 2. Duncan has 1. Sam has 2. King might be action soon, trying to climb back up. We saw that. Donny has 3. Or 4. You guys need to keep count with me. Jake Cranston has 1. John Bailiff has 1. King smashed the end of the pit wall last time round. Chris Smith has 1. The jump start wall, speeding in the pit lane combo. Then realised I was refueling without having a meatball. Dan Thornton. Faster Furious Jetta Edition, vote Morgan Burkhardt. I think that was Morgan's only vote. Wasn't a wheel disconnect. The wheel motion was too slow for that. Come on, Chris and Ryan. Henry Morse isn't here. Sad for Rackham. Great close racing by everyone. Well done, says Peter Ridley. We're proud of you, Rackham. Double points. Shout out to Harriet, my girlfriend. Good luck, charm, says Greg. So Harriet must have been watching. Great racing. Gutted to not be a part of it. And good results for Team ORD, says Dan Thornton. Vote Donny. That's 4 for Donny. Last to 12th says not bad from Andre Mayerek. Indeed. If anyone needs me, I'll be smashing a sim wheel and pedals into tiny pieces. Don't do that, Dan. You'll miss next round at the Red Bull Ring. A new track for everybody. Sad time, says F1 Delta. Points, says Klein Hulder. That's Jan Weisfanger. Yes, indeed, Jan. Points, Jack Lewin says, what a joke. He's going to be fuming with that result. It would have been good to see him still finishing the points. Not sure what happened to him in turn 4. Jerry Agard says, get. Don't know what that means. Double points, but it could have been so much more, says F1 Delta. Jerry Agard says, Donny in. F1 Delta says, Donny. Sexy Striver says, Jerry. Ellen Brown. Double points for John Bailiff also. Well, the votes are in. Donny Alpha Henriksen is, in fact, your driver of the day. That was about 6 votes for Donny Alpha Henriksen there. And it's not, I don't think, to be honest, he won't mind me saying this, those are not pity votes because he's got pneumonia. He had COVID last time at Oran. He's got pneumonia this time round. We're not going to come back here again because he'll end up being in hospital and still playing. He'll take his steering wheel with him, I'm sure. But Donny Alpha Henriksen has absolutely earned driver of the day today. I mean, he's P2 in the feature as well. What a race. Let's get to the interviews. We need to get to those interviews. Come on. Let's have a look. Where are we in the chats? Is anyone in the interview room? We've got to speak to him first. I've just bigged him up loads. It's Donny Alpha Henriksen. The man's got pneumonia. He's here with a P2 finish. Donny, tell us how you're feeling.
I'm feeling great about the race. I'm not feeling particularly
Oh no, listen to him, people. There's the coffin. Talk us through it, Donny, because it all kind of kicked off at the end. And it didn't gift you, Peter. You were there the whole time. You've had a strong race. I won't keep you too long because I know that you're suffering, but just give us a brief rundown of your race. How did it go for you, from your point of view?
I was just trying to go quick and stay in the draft the whole time. I think that's extremely important here with all the straights and the high speed. And then at the end there was an incident with Jack and Jared. And I was kind of afraid of giving Jared a drive-through penalty for too many incident points. So I just kind of backed off. I didn't want to cause trouble.
That's fair enough. That's fair enough. But a strong result, Donny. Is there anyone, before I let you go and grab someone else, is there anyone you want to say hello or thank you to?
Well, thanks to the hospital for giving me penicillin when I asked for it. That's nice.
For surviving. Oh, and also, before I need to mention it, do that cheesy F1 radio when you're coming back on the grid. You were voted driver of the day today, Donny, as well, with 6 votes to 3, the nearest driver. So a landslide driver of the day. So well done for that as well.
Oh, that's nice. Thank you, Chad.
Yeah, there you go. Thanks, Donny. Speak to you soon.
Yeah, cheers.
There he goes. Oh, not sounding well, is he? Bless him. Hope he gets well. He's got 2 weeks break now. Rest well for the Red Bull Ring. Let's speak to... I want to speak to Jared Kaler, your race winner from the feature. 48 points for him. Jared, I hope you can hear me. The feature race. Talk us through. We need to go straight to the ending. Because you were under pressure from Lewin. He was trying his best. We didn't see any contact. Did anything happen in turn 1 and 2?
No, I mean we touched side by side going down the straightaway, but then I think going into turn 1 just kind of overcooked it and went off into the beach and had a nice vacation out over there. But yeah, there wasn't any contact going into the turn, but I braked kind of early and kind of conservative, and I saw him go out of my windshield, and I'm like, no way he sticks that, and then sure enough he kind of drove off the track.
Yeah,
but yeah, there wasn't any contact between us.
Yeah, that's from our point of view. I think on stream initially, that's what it looked like happened. Just overcooked into turn 1. There was a bit of a battle. We just saw it in slow motion, actually, nicely on track. Jack Lewin was with you pretty much all race, but Ray Oliver as well at the start. He was on for a cracking result. Bit of contact in turn 5 up over the bridge, and and he ended up, it was really weird. It looked like he had a bit of a loss of the rear end. He didn't actually move over. It might have looked from your point of view, he moved over on you. It looked like he lost the rear end, came left, and that ended up sending him across the grass. Did that help your race today, or did it hinder you in any way?
I don't know. I mean, I don't really know what happened because on my screen it was like flickering and shaking, and once we came over that right-hander coming over the bridge, I had no clue honestly where he was because it was kind of like glitching all over the place. So I was just kind of like, I'll just hold my line and hope he doesn't reappear inside of me. But yeah, I mean, obviously we lost Dan after that, but we kind of was able to catch back up to him. So I mean, initially I was kind of mad. I was like, oh man, we just lost all the ground. But then we all kind of stuck together and caught back up to Dan. So I think overall it didn't really hurt too much.
That's right. Extremely close racing, and I'm sure frustrations might have been rising. They always do with defensive driving, but from what we can see before we go into the steward's room, I've got to say, I mean, it was looked like a well-deserved win. You had the pace. You started on pole. Was it tactical to finish in 12th in the sprint race, or was it just where you were in the sprint?
No, I got turned going into turn 1. I was running probably like 8th or so. And I got turned and lost all the track position I had gained, and then I was just kind of sitting there, and I couldn't make any ground up. And then just happened to be that I was in 11th or 12th, and got the reverse grid, and was able to start on pole, and I think kind of stay out of trouble for the majority of the day there.
That's right, that's right. Is there anyone, Jared? Obviously, congrats on the win. Is there anyone you want to say hello or thank you to before I let you go?
I want to say thanks to you for putting it on and also making this absolutely amazing paint scheme for me. Yeah, it looks pretty flashy out there on track, and pretty hard to miss it.
Well, there you go. Yeah, I thought it would help you stick out. You obviously had a pink machine before. I thought pink was the colour of choice. And if I'm honest, the made for me signature I was hoping you were going to think, oh, that is ugly, and finish your own one. But if you are happy to run with it, you keep it all season with Yared written on the back. That is no problem.
I love it. It's absolutely amazing.
No worries. Congrats on the points today, and we'll speak to you soon, Jared.
Thank you. Have a good one.
Jared Kaler there after a strong result. Who should we speak to next? We've got 2 more people in the interview room. It's got to be. We spoke to him once already this season, I think. It looks like he's going to be a regular up here. Morgan Burkhard. How are you feeling, sir?
I am feeling amazing right now. At the start of that race, I did not think I was going to walk away with a podium, and even towards the end, I didn't think it was going to happen, but I'm exceedingly happy that it did.
Well, there you go. You're up in P3 in the feature, so it's a hell of an amount of points. Obviously, it all kicked off towards the end there, which made it fairly exciting. Few big names sort of crashing out mid-race, which we need to have a look for. Zero Forks giving you props in the chat. Another big points haul for the team. Martin in the points as well in the end. So what's different, Morgan? I can't remember if I asked you this last time. I've definitely spoke to you this season already. But what has changed this season, do you reckon, for your campaign? Have you been practicing in this car, or are you just having a bit more luck with your new team?
Well, I think it's a combination of a lot of things, because I started iRacing in January, and out of the box I was slow. I was wickedly slow, and it takes me a little bit longer to learn the cars and the tracks, and I think after last season and towards the end of last season I really started to learn it, and now I've gotten better and better at it, and it's just gotten more and more consistent. Plus, I think it's my mindset for this season has changed a bit, and I'm not taking more risks, and I'm seeing the future a little bit better.
Yeah, that's right. We've mentioned it time and time again, but it's difficult. It's difficult to repeat the same information. People normally have to go through an experience to actually take in any advice, like consistency is key, for example. It's just managing. Sometimes you have to give up a position to stay in the top 6, for example, or risk losing 10 places and being 16th. It's all finding the balance, especially with a field this close. But at the moment, you are absolutely, you're on top of that, it seems. You're still up there. I haven't worked out the points yet. I'm sure we'll find that out by tomorrow. But it's looking good for you, Morgan.
Yeah, I'm really excited for the rest of the season. I think it's really cool to be with the new team and to do really well with them. Really proud of Martin today. He made a pretty big game. I think he made up 6 or 7 places in the feature, so he did a really good job.
He did, yeah, made up 6 places. He did well. Is there anyone, before I let you go, Morgan, that you want to say hello or thank you to? Yeah, and of course, congrats on your podium.
Yeah, I'd like to thank my parents for making all of this possible and supporting me. I'd like to thank Zero Folks Given for, setting up a great team and having me along for the ride. And yeah, I'd like to say hello to Jameson. He couldn't be here today, but yeah, he better be here next week.
Better be here next week. Get 3 cars in the points next week, mate. Well, 2 weeks' time, because we've got a break next week. But yeah, maybe. We'll see him. Hopefully he rests well and he can join you up in the points. He needs to get practice done. Tell him to join on a Thursday if you can.
Will do.
Thank you very much, Morgan. We'll speak to you soon. Well done.
Thank you.
Morgan Burkhardt there. Jake Cranston was waiting in the wings. He's legged it. He can't wait. He always thinks I'm not going to speak to him, which in this case might have been true actually, because we spoke to 3 people today. Zero Folks Given, absolutely great job to both Morgan and Bob. Thank you once again to those of you that have joined us along the way, both on the YouTube Racing Line channel, the Racing Line Twitch channel, and of course over on VCO Esports, who are partnering with us, and Iku, of course, the resident photographer, has been joining in chat today. That is good to see. Very much getting involved, actually, Iku. Great. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it. Is it Iku or Iku? You'll have to let me know that in the Discord, I'm sure. But thank you, VCO Esports. Thank you to GT Omega Racing. And thank you all who have joined us along the way. Jerry says, super stream again, mate. Thank you very much. Another incredible broadcast, guys. Have a wonderful evening. Thank you very much. We're going to head to the steward's room, get these investigations underway, and then I'm going to head off to bed. Thank you all for... Oh, I, not ah. Aku? Iku? Aiku. I don't know. I'll speak to you about it. Thank you very much for joining. That's all we've got time for. As usual, that's pretty much it from me. If I don't see you on track this week, I'll see you next week for the next video here on the Racing Line. Peace!